Here's the dilemma. Women and persons of color comprise less than 1/3 of our U.S. state court judges. It's 2017, y'all. That's unacceptable, right? Yes. Especially when 90% of court cases are heard in U.S. state courts. Diversity and representation matter. Today, I'm here to focus on solutions as to how we can continue to diversify our court systems, as well as educate our general publics on the various ways that we elect judges. Our judges, as arbiters of our Constitution, play vital roles in our daily lives. As such, they should represent the communities which they serve. My name is Davicka Thompson, and I'm an alumni of NLC Palm Beach. Last year, I had the fortunate experience of serving as campaign manager for a historic judicial race. There were many lessons gleaned during this time, but most notably what was important was that we, as progressive leaders, continue to educate our communities about the need for a diverse judiciary. The lack of voter information with regard to the court systems, as well as the lack of diversity in our judicial candidates, was troubling. I was encouraged to work with Mr. Harper because of his commitment to giving back to his community through his craft. He had been a trial lawyer for many years, so he understood the importance of having a judiciary that resonated with all that came into his courtroom. You see, we need to be able to represent persons from all walks of life. Our laws are predicated upon the idea that our courts be staffed with judges who are able to understand the circumstances of their communities. When we don't do this, we fail our constituents. And when we fail, those ramifications are devastating. So there are a few ways by which one can seek judgeship. I encourage you all to learn about your particular state's methods, as they do vary. The American heartland tends to favor the merit selection process. The North and the South tend to favor the election process. The key distinction between the two is civic engagement, getting the public involved. My candidate initially sought judgeship through the merit selection process on his first try. He was one of 12 finalists sent to our governor after being vetted by the Judicial Nominating Commission. He was not selected for one of 3 open seats, and so that paved the way to the historic campaign run. During this run, we had the opportunity to meet with lots of representatives from the community and get questions from them as to what they needed with regard to the court system. So again, there are several ways by which people can run for judge or go through the merit appointment process. None of these ways are perfect, and a lot of them beg the question of whether they invite impropriety. They do, but judges at the end of the day must adhere to the rule of law. They shouldn't be influenced by outside politics, money, or their own personal beliefs. It's our goal to ensure a fair, diverse, and impartial judiciary. How can we start to do that? Well, we can be strategic about recruitment of diverse, dynamic lawyers. If you know women have entered the legal workforce at the largest rate over the last 40 years, but they remain underrepresented in U.S. state courts. We, as leaders, we can light the fire that sparks that flame to continue the interest in our judicial system. We can continue to advocate for a pipeline, developing a pipeline for women and persons of color to become state judges. For voters, what matters to them most are basic daily matters of life: finances, health, safety, our families. When we connect the dots and we show that our state courts have authority over most of these basic matters, then we're able to encourage them to engage more in civic participation. So here's what you can do. You can, again, go back to your states, learn more about your state's particular processes, and you can take a look at upcoming judicial races. Look at those slates. Is there a diverse pool of candidates? Are there persons, lawyers that you know that you can start to prepare or contact to get ready to run for these open seats? My candidate, Bradley Harper, did go on to become the first Black elected judge without prior gubernatorial appointment in Palm Beach County's 107-year history. His victory paved the way for other young, dynamic lawyers to consider or reconsider seeking a seat on the high courts. So again, I implore you to go into your communities. We focus on other races and other matters of the voting process keenly, but we sometimes lose sight of judicial elections. What we need to do outside of election season is continue to underscore the importance of our judiciary, and we need to be able to protect the Constitution's purpose. Thank you.